The low to even a few mid-80s in some spots. 81 in Lebanon, Warsaw, Camdenton. 84 the hot spot there in Harrison right now, and 78 one of the cooler areas in West Plains. Winds are picking up, and we have winds coming in from the southwest, gusting on average about 30-35 miles an hour right now, closer to 40 over towards Joplin and back over in Kansas and Oklahoma. And we stay breezy for the day today. We'll see gusts 30 to potentially even up to 40 miles an hour for the afternoon ahead, and then continuing for the early evening before our next cold front arrives. Today, though, a hot one will climb into the upper 80s for many this afternoon, and we are tracking storm chances going up as we head into the evening hours. There's a level 3 enhanced risk for severe storms today for some of our northernmost counties, with all severe threats looking to be possible. I'll have more details on the timing hour by hour coming up.
Oh, but it's going to be hot out there today.
Hopefully not too confusing, because the weather looks great.
Right, yeah, it does.
It's really hot. It feels very summer-like. Humidity is going up, though, and we have a lot of well, you guys aren't looking at any problems for the day today or even tonight, so you can rest easy. Severe threat stays off to your north, but heading into the evening hours, that's when things start to get a little messy as we track this cold front right here, currently off to our northwest, and this big swath of showers and storms coming off this area of low pressure, bringing a bit of a greater risk for severe storms to our northeast today. But we'll watch this front work its way on in, and it'll start to actually slow down as it does so. So by 3 o'clock, we're still quiet, we're still sunny. Then by around 5-6 p.m., these storms will start to initiate along that front, and they will likely quickly become severe. And they'll be strongest as they begin to develop. So I'd say the greatest severe threat in parts of central Missouri and clipping our northernmost counties. That includes all severe threats, including the potential for a tornado or two, the potential for up to tennis ball size hail, and also damaging wind gusts, maybe even 70 to 80 miles an hour possible, as well as some pretty heavy rain. So they'll be strongest in our northernmost counties. This latest model run actually starts to weaken them a bit quickly as the sun goes down. I don't want to completely rule out, though, that this could still be severe by around 9 o'clock, still for areas kind of along I-44 and off to the north still. So still the potential for severe storms, and then these could make a run a little bit further to the south. However, most of these storms stay north of Highway 60. By 1 o'clock in the morning, some showers, a few thunderstorms still north of Highway 60, and then they work their way a little bit further south, closer to sunrise. So I'm not expecting much in the way of severe weather south of Highway 60 and into northern Arkansas, but a few showers and thunderstorms for you tomorrow morning, and then scattered on and off during the day tomorrow in the afternoon. And for the evening hours, maybe a few more showers and storms that could also be on the strong to potentially low end severe side tomorrow. This is a look here by around 8 o'clock. Still raining, and then we'll start to dry out overnight into Friday morning. Now, our severe risk for the evening today, our greatest threat, what we'll see the most of, is likely damaging wind gusts 70 to 80 miles an hour, a tornado or two, and then, like I mentioned, maybe even up to tennis ball sized hail. Tomorrow, there is a severe threat as well. It's going to be much lower, minimum threshold quarter size hail, and then 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts here highlighted in this green for parts of our southernmost counties. And then also, once again, don't want to rule out some heavy rain that could lead to some localized flooding this evening and for the day tomorrow. Behind this front, though, you'll notice tomorrow our humidity does begin to go back down, and it should feel a lot better today. It's a bit higher for the afternoon, and then tomorrow temperatures a bit cooler, humidity a bit lower, but it'll also be cloudy and rainy, and we'll see temperatures jump back up into mid-80s this weekend with some more rain chances on the way. I think we'll see some dry time on Saturday, but a few widely scattered showers Saturday afternoon and evening, and then better rain coverage moves on in for your Sunday, especially in the afternoon and evening hours as well. Continuing overnight, and it is picking up 30 to 40 miles an hour from the southwest, and we are tracking severe storms 4 to 7 in our northernmost counties. The arrival 7 to 10 noon. We already have temperatures in the mid-80s for many. 84 here in Springfield, Branson, 85 35 in Harrison. And we have a lot of sunshine right now. Winds are picking up from the southwest. Gusts currently about 30-35 miles an hour in spots. A little less over in Branson and Camdenton, but we could see gusts throughout the day today, upwards of around 35 to 40 miles an hour for your afternoon and for the early evening as well. And we'll continue to see highs warming up into the upper 80s. A few spots maybe hitting around 90 by 4 o'clock today. It is a first alert weather day. We have a level 3 enhanced risk for severe storms in our northernmost counties. And the further south you go, the lower that severe risk gets. It is a bit greater off to our north and east with a level 4 moderate risk for severe storms in parts of Illinois and Indiana for the day today. Here's a look at severe storm arrival time around 4 to 7 p.m. beginning in our northernmost counties, making a run towards I-44 as early as 7 p.m. but likely after the sun goes down, heading closer to maybe around 9-10 p.m. and then the further south you go, severe threat really not looking great heading into the evening or late overnight hours tonight. I'll time it out on Futurecast hour by hour, and we'll talk a little bit more about the severe threats you can expect coming up soon. Today, we are looking at a level 3 enhanced risk for severe storms across parts of central Missouri, including some of our northernmost counties. The further south you go, the lower your severe risk gets. And northern Arkansas, and I even think into far southern Missouri, the severe threat really not looking to be there for the day today. And by day today, I really mean heading into the evening and overnight hours tonight, because the afternoon looking dry. We have a lot of sunshine right now. Cold front off to our northwest. Storms fire off along that front heading into the evening. So still by 3 o'clock looking quiet. It's not until I would say closer to 5-6 p.m. that storms begin to initiate along that front. They will quickly become severe as they begin to develop and then slowly work their way further to the south overnight tonight and weakening as they do so. By 9 o'clock, I do still think there's a severe risk. These storms right here don't look too nasty, but we could see a severe threat still, I'd say by 9 p.m. close to I-44. And then around 12 p.m. midnight tonight, still a few thunderstorms we'll be watching out for. And we'll continue to see some rain into the early hours tomorrow morning. It's not severe though waking up, but more scattered rain and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. And some of these by the evening hours could potentially also be on the severe side. Now tomorrow's risk is much lower. Not looking at a first alert right now for your Thursday, but maybe some minimum thresholds tomorrow of potentially, we'll say, quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And then we dry out by Friday morning. Today's severe risk though does include wind gusts up to maybe even 80 miles an hour is likely our greatest threat that we'll see the most of, and the potential for a tornado or two looking to be possible. That tornado threat is going to be a bit greater in some of our northernmost counties back up towards St. Clair, Benton, Morgan, Miller County. So our far northernmost counties in central Missouri, and then also the potential for some very large hail, maybe even up to tennis ball size. Tomorrow's severe threat though is going to be a level 1 marginal threat. Like I said, maybe some gusty winds, small to quarter size hail. So tomorrow not a huge concern, but a few stronger thunderstorms could be possible. You'll notice today humidity though going up, and by tomorrow as the rain continues and then we begin to see a little bit of dry time here and there, we'll begin to see our humidity drop tomorrow. So it should feel a little bit more comfortable. Temperatures will be cooler tomorrow, only back in the 70s, and then jumping back up this weekend into the 80s again with some scattered rain and storm chances for the weekend as well. Won't be complete washout though. Saturday morning through about lunchtime, I think we'll have our best dry time. A few late afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms Saturday, and then better rain chances on Sunday, especially Sunday afternoon and evening. Continuing overnight into early Monday, we'll see some rain to start Monday off, but I think we'll spend some dry time, see some dry time heading into Monday afternoon and for the evening hours as well. Today it's a hot one. We'll be in the upper 80s before that cold front moves on in. By around 9 o'clock, temperatures in the 70s in our northern counties, and overnight lows will be back in the upper 60s to low 70s for many. A little bit cooler behind the cold front in parts of central Missouri, back in the mid 60s. Pretty normal for this time of year. Your 7-day forecast. System in the Atlantic Basin. We have tropical storm Arthur that formed last night into this morning. And Tropical Storm Arthur is currently working its way along the coast of Texas, feeding on all that Gulf moisture. Winds right now at 45 miles an hour. That pressure down to 999 millibars. And we are looking at tropical storm warnings highlighted here along the coast of Texas into Louisiana. Now, this storm will continue to make landfall throughout the day today and quickly weakening as it does so. By tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., winds down only to about 25 miles an hour. But wind's not the main factor with this storm system. It's actually how much moisture there is and the amount of rain that it's continuing to drop. So right now, the main swath of rain here back over towards the Gulf, but it has been raining for quite some time from really several days ago over the weekend all the way through today and tomorrow, back from Texas all the way through Mississippi and Alabama, where yesterday there was a significant amount of rain in parts of central Louisiana. Radar estimates some spots picked up more than 10 inches of rain, but many other areas picked up about 5 to at least 8 inches of rain in several spots there along the coast. Today, turning our attention though to severe weather here in the Midwest, we have flash flood warnings from Iowa into Illinois right now. This main swath of rain right here, and the potential for severe storms today with a level 4 moderate risk back over into parts of central Illinois into Indiana, and a level 3 enhanced risk covers central Missouri here, extending back from Columbia, St. Louis, Quincy, Illinois, and then back in our northernmost counties here in the Ozarks. This afternoon until storms arrive, the earliest may be around 4 or 5 p.m., but those really firing off mostly in central Missouri. And we are looking at that level 3 enhanced risk for our northern counties. Hey, in far southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, I'm really not expecting much in the way of severe weather for you. So that threat is going to be greatest in our northernmost counties. But outside of any rain or storms today, we are looking at some gusty winds. Winds this afternoon gusting about 30-35 miles an hour, maybe even isolated up to 40 miles an hour. That continues into the early evening, but winds become a lot more mild overnight tonight and for the day tomorrow. Winds certainly not as strong as what we have this afternoon. Highs will climb into the upper 80s for many. A spot or two could hit close to 90 degrees today. Storm timeline looks to arrive maybe as early as 4 p.m. in our far northernmost counties, but likely closer to that 6-7 p.m. time frame in our northernmost counties, and then closer to I-44 as early as 7 p.m. likely closer to this 9-10 p.m. frame though, and really not looking at much in the way of severe weather in our far southernmost counties and into northern Arkansas later this evening and overnight tonight. Now, place going until 10 p.m. for our counties north of I-44. This severe storm watch is going to continue through the evening, and we're watching these storms develop right now just off to our north. Severe thunderstorm warning north of Columbia over Moberly right now, and you see these storms are really starting to pack a punch with very heavy rain and a decent amount of lightning. We'll likely see more severe storm warnings issued shortly for several of these. Our severe storm arrival will be around the next hour or so in some of our northernmost counties, for many around 5 to 7 p.m. here. Maybe closer to I-44 around 7 to 10 p.m. Many areas, though, likely closer to maybe even 9-10 p.m. in this spot. And then in far southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, we're really not looking at much in the way of severe weather for you heading into the late evening or overnight tonight. Winds are a bit breezy outside of any storms. Right now we have gusts on average about 30 to 35 miles an hour. 40 in Rogers right now, 35 in Rolla, about 30 in West Plains currently. And our camera here at Table Rock Lake shaking a bit. Water's a little choppy out there, but a lot of people trying to cool off there at the beach today. We'll be in the low 80s by 9 o'clock. And storm chances hanging around into the evening, and we'll see a few showers and thunderstorms still overnight tonight. Lows variable in the mid-60s north to low 70s further to the south, and tomorrow not as hot as today. Many staying in the 70s only for highs. We'll talk more about your severe threats, and I'll time the system out on future casts coming up soon. Off to our north of Clinton right now, a severe thunderstorm warning. These are tracking more easterly, southeasterly. Some storms inch their way into our northern counties, potentially packing a punch with that severe risk. So Level 3 enhanced risk for severe storms for northernmost counties highlighted in this orange color you see. Yellow is going to be a level 2 slight threat, and into far southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, I'm really not expecting much in the way of severe weather for you, certainly not in Arkansas as well. So you can enjoy your evening. Weather's nice. You have a lot of sunshine. It's just been a hot day for you. Over the next 2 hours, we'll see the storm chances going up for areas in our northern counties. Severe threat still there. By 9 o'clock, these storms are making a run towards I-44. They could still be on the strong to severe side. I do think, though, as the sun continues to go down and they work their way further to the south, they are going to continue to weaken. And we'll see just some rain, some thunderstorms as we inch closer to midnight tonight. Some scattered rain hangs around still tomorrow morning, lining up closer to Highway 60 in southern Missouri. These not severe. And throughout the day tomorrow, more scattered rain and thunderstorms. This is 1 o'clock. By late Thursday afternoon and into the evening, there is a chance maybe that some more storms develop, and a few of these could be on the low wind severe side, but I don't think we're looking at widespread severe storms tomorrow. The risk is going to be much lower than what we have this evening. This is 9 p.m. Thursday. A little bit of rain hangs around mostly south of Highway 60 into Friday morning, but Friday afternoon looks to be drier, I'd say, for the area. Our severe threats, like I mentioned, really going to be mostly north of Highway 60 we're talking about. And then that's going to be about 70 to 80 mile an hour wind gusts potentially as one of our greatest threats. There is the chance for a tornado or two, especially in some of our northernmost counties, maybe back up towards St. Clair, Vernon County, Benton County, Morgan County. Your tornado risk is going to be a little bit greater than areas back here, let's say over towards Lawrence County. Now, hail could also be pretty large. There's maybe a chance for up to tennis ball size hail. Most storms won't contain hail that large, but there is the potential for some pretty large hail in a few of these storms as well. Tomorrow's severe risks obviously much lower. Level 1 marginal threat, I think it's going to be for minimum threshold, quarter size hail and 60 mile an hour wind gusts. You'll notice though, today it's been really humid. Humidity will begin to go down tonight and into the day tomorrow. Could still be a little muggy at times, but certainly a lot better than this afternoon. And temperatures will be much cooler. We'll be only in the 70s tomorrow for highs before we jump back up right around average, though, this weekend in the mid 80s with some more storm chances to talk about this weekend, too. It won't be a complete washout. I think we'll see some dry time maybe Saturday morning. Then into the afternoon, maybe a few more widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Sunday morning, maybe some dry time before more showers and a few thunderstorms Sunday afternoon and evening, with the best rain coverage likely Sunday overnight into early Monday morning, with rain trying to clear on out Monday afternoon. So Monday also will not be a washout. Temperatures this evening staying warm, 70s to 80s by around 9 o'clock. Lows tonight a little variable. Pretty mild in our northern counties, mid 60s, low 70s, mostly from I-44 into the south, and highs tomorrow staying in the mid to upper 70s. Maybe a few spots in northern Arkansas trying to hit around 80 for a high, but we will be a little bit below average. The first tropical storm of the season develop. You're looking at Tropical Storm Arthur. This storm working its way now back over Texas, and it kind of rides along the Gulf Coast here with tropical storm warnings there along the coast. Wind not been a huge factor with this tropical storm. Winds are sustained at about 45 miles an hour, and it is weakening as the pressure's gone up just a bit from early this morning. And it'll continue to weaken quickly over the next several hours, really becoming a tropical depression and dropping still just kind of an immense amount of rain over parts of the Gulf. So this less of a wind event for the Gulf Coast and mostly rain. Inland flooding will be a huge problem with this. Right now we are just looking at some scattered showers back across mostly Louisiana. They've seen a significant amount of rain in the last 48 hours. We kind of talked about this yesterday, but some spots have picked up more than 8 to 10 inches of rain back over in parts of central Louisiana, back along areas kind of surrounding Houston, Cleveland, and then back here in the Midwest. Today we are tracking severe storms with several tornado warnings now in place across parts of Illinois, and we have 2 here across central Missouri. Want to talk a little bit more about these and our severe threat over the next couple of hours coming up next. Storms back in central Missouri about to work their way on into our northernmost counties, so we're watching these storms closely. Several severe thunderstorm warnings, but of course this area of concern right here is this storm north of Clinton that we're watching. That is a tornado warned storm that's radar indicated, so it's not been spotted or observed yet. A lot of lightning with this tornado warning goes till 5:15. It's tracking off to the east, so this would clip, if extended, parts of northern Benton County to include maybe around Cole Camp, hugging close to Highway 65 here. And a look at the latest storm timing for this. It's moving east at about 40 miles an hour. So we're watching this back over towards Bogard around 4:53, and then moving out of this warning area over towards Leeton around 5:08, and then continuing back over towards Highway 65, maybe closer to about 5:30 today. So we'll be watching this closely. It's also producing maybe a little bit of hail, potentially at least some small hail, maybe up to quarter size. So we're watching this as well, but some storms today could contain some very large hail, and that severe threat timing starting to go up for northern counties around 5 to 7, closer to 7 to 10 p.m., closer to I-44. A nice evening. We have a lot of sunshine still across much of the area. Temperatures are warmer, still in the low 80s by 9 o'clock, but our storm chances are going up right now in our northernmost counties, Vernon County, St. Clair, Benton County. We're watching storm chances move in over the next 30 minutes, so you're certainly going to want to stay tuned for the news at 5. Severe threat level 3, enhanced risk for our northernmost counties. I think this is where we have the greatest risk for severe storms, including the potential for a tornado or two. I'll have the latest radar and time out the system again coming up on the news at 5. To parts of northern Benton County. So watching that over the next 30 minutes for you. Currently, though, no warnings for our area, but these storms are starting to move on in. Currently, we have a severe storm watch in place for the counties highlighted here in pink. Tornado watch is just off to our north and east. But just because we are under a severe thunderstorm watch does not mean we won't see any tornadoes. In fact, we do still have a tornado risk this evening. Line of storms just to our north in central Missouri. You notice basically all of these storms, these cells firing off now, are becoming severe quickly, producing maybe some very large hail riding along I-70 here just north of Morgan County. And of course, that storm we're watching closely west of Benton County right here that is tornado warned could potentially head over towards Cole Camp along 65. So over the next couple of hours, these storms moving on in 5 to 7 in our northernmost counties, closer to I-44, maybe around 7 to 10 p.m. And I'm not expecting much in the way of severe weather at all overnight tonight in far southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. Strong winds, though, outside of any storms, gusts about 25 to 35 miles an hour right now. Nice on Table Rock Lake. You'll stay pretty nice through the rest of the evening. Upper 70s by 10, and overnight lows tonight, upper 60s to low 70s. We'll talk more about your storm threats this evening, and I'll time the system out coming up soon.
Thank you, Danielle.
And we are tracking severe storms off to our north right now. We are looking at now 2 tornado warnings, one off to the northwest, including Clinton, north of St. Clair County, and one north of Vernon County here. The tornado warning that I was talking about moving into potentially northern Benton County, this one has been downgraded to a severe thunderstorm warning, and so we'll be watching these closely. However, still some decent rotation within these 2 tornado warned storms off to our northwest, and several severe storms to our north, producing some gusty winds and some pretty large hail possible as well. Level 3 enhanced risk for severe storms for our northernmost counties here. The further south you go, the lower your risk gets. Level 2 slight risk mostly north of Highway 60 here in yellow, and then I really think far southern Missouri and certainly northern Arkansas not looking at much in the way of severe weather at all heading into the late evening and overnight hours tonight. And here's what Futurecast shows still by 6 o'clock. These storms inching their way into our northern counties here. By around 9 p.m. though, maybe starting to break up a bit as the sun goes down. They'll start to run towards I-44 though, and could still be severe. But I do think we have a shorter window of opportunity where these storms could be pretty severe, including a larger tornado risk. And then by around, we'll say 1 o'clock in the morning, still some showers and storms, likely not severe though. Some brief pockets of heavy rain could still be possible. And then by tomorrow morning, waking up to a few scattered showers, not severe. Tomorrow afternoon though, scattered rain during the day, and I'd say by the late afternoon and evening, we could see a few more thunderstorms develop. Some of these could be on the low end severe side as well, but certainly not a risk as great as what we have over the next few hours. 9 p.m. still a little bit of rain, and it'll rain overnight, mostly south of Highway 60 into Friday morning, with a few showers and thunderstorms before drying out Friday afternoon. So north of Highway 60 this evening, that's where we have the greatest severe threat. That does include maybe a few tornadoes, especially in some of our northernmost counties. We're watching these storms maybe try and rotate. Nothing has been confirmed yet, all radar indicated, but some damaging wind gusts, potentially 70 to almost 80 miles an hour, will be possible, and some very large hail, maybe even up to tennis ball size in an isolated severe storm. Tomorrow, like I mentioned, though, minimum severe threshold, we are talking about a level 1 marginal threat, quarter size hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts if anything becomes severe for your Thursday for now. Tomorrow will be cooler, upper 70s only for highs. And then jumping back into the 80s heading into the weekend. Friday should be a pretty nice, drier day. And then Saturday and Sunday and even into Monday, we'll track a little bit of rain. Saturday won't be a complete washout. Scattered showers, isolated thunderstorm in the late afternoon and evening. Then by Sunday morning, a little bit of dry time as well before some more rain Sunday afternoon, with the best coverage and some heavy rain possible late in the evening Sunday, continuing overnight into early Monday morning. But I do think we dry out for your Monday afternoon. It's just been a pretty wet spring season for us, and as we inch closer to summer, that wet pattern looks to continue. Temperatures over the next few hours, upper 70s to the north, low 80s further to the south. It's still a bit humid. Overnight lows tonight, upper 60s to low 70s. Waking up tomorrow morning, kind of a warmer start to the day, but we won't warm up too much more. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll have more clouds and rain. Highs only in the 70s for most, so we are below average for this time of year. Yes.
All right. Next, the fireworks shows across the Ozarks and the Missouri town pulling the plug on that nighttime display. These red polygons behind us, because those are tornado warnings.
Yep, red's tornado warnings, yellows severe thunder for tomorrow as well.
Okay. Thanks for watching KY3 News at 5. Emily and Steve